This is Kim Meyer, host of Choose to Rise. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome to the C. Jane Sell podcast,
a relatable sales podcast for your weekly dose of sanity. I'm your host, Chelsea Dupre.
and I'm your host, Lee Nevis.
Hey friends, it is Chelsea and Lee over here in a closet on the floor, wrapped in blankets, living our best life, and talking about things that change the world and your life as you know it. First, starting off with Halloween candy. Lee, the mic is all yours.
Okay, I have to start this episode by telling you all this horrible story because I was a victim this week. And I'm so upset that this happened to me because I was not ready. So I have been really good lately. I've been going to Orange Theory. I've been waking up, putting my Vital Protein collagen powder in my black coffee, not putting creamer in, eating clean. I was so excited for Halloween this week and just to freaking gorge myself on candy and just, eat it straight for 5 days, wake up, have 5 Twix bars for breakfast with coffee. Screw it. I was ready. So I bought this variety pack of, because I love Twix, probably one of my favorite candy. Weird fun fact about me. But I also am a huge fan of, Sour Patch Kids, Skittles, Starburst. I love, fruity, chewy stuff. That is, my kryptonite. So, bought this variety pack. Had Skittles. Had all the stuff in it. Opened up a pack of Skittles. Was so excited. Started eating them. And they were all these, it was called, the pack was called, zombie Skittles. And I just was, assuming, it's just Halloween flavored stuff. So they had, ghostly berry and, blood red berry and, all this, random stuff, right? And I popped a Skittle in my mouth, just enjoying them. And you guys, I tasted something that I never want to taste ever again in my entire life. I thought that I had eaten a poisoned Skittles. And I literally thought, I said out loud, I was like, this is what people talk about every year on the news. People inject poison into candy, and now I've become a victim of it. And someone opened up this bag and is trying to murder me. And I looked down at the packaging, and they're literally called Rotten Zombie Skittles. And the whole ploy is for you to just, Russian roulette style, eat this candy, and then you pick one candy, and it tastes like a rotten zombie, okay? AKA, they are trying to mimic the taste of rotting flesh, and they think that this is a great idea for just a fun Halloween treat. And I am so livid that this thing exists because, y'all, it was the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. The worst thing. And I feel like I have accidentally, swallowed pond water before, and this was top 5. I wanted to die. I'm reading articles about this because I was so upset. I was like, someone else has had to experience this horrible thing that I experienced. And literally, the title of this article is literally just Zombie Skittles suspiciously good at mimicking the taste of rotten flesh.
Stop it.
That is absolutely the most insane thing. And it was so gross. It tasted like rotting eggs and cabbage. And I almost threw up, and I'm so upset that happened. And I had to throw away all the Skittles because I absolutely am not going to subject myself to accidentally eating one. I thought it was going to be like the Bean Boozled one, where it's just
that game is messed up.
It's messed up, but it's things like a fart, or it's it's going to taste like sulfur. The end. It's going to taste like sulfur. This was I would rather eat 50 fart jelly beans than ever experience these stupid freaking Skittles ever again. I can't even describe to you how horrible they were.
I'd rather eat, that's the title of the pod. I'd rather eat 50 fart jelly bean.
100%, I would rather do that.
One time, Adam and I were road tripping, and we thought, let's play Bean Boozled. Like, why not? So Adam got, I think it was like rotten sock or something, and he almost vomited in the vehicle.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't know, but mine was dog food, and it tasted like tuna fish. I mean, not tuna fish, but I don't know what it tastes like, but...
Like beef.
Yeah, like canned beef.
Stuff, yeah.
Like, it was gross, but I wasn't, like, projectile vomiting or anything like he was about to.
Yeah. Dog food sounds very good compared to these effing Skittles.
Well, you would rather eat dog food and fart beans
than these
rotting flesh.
Like, rotting flesh, that's so messed up. That's, like, honestly, you guys need to get yourself checked out, and all of you need to find Jesus. I don't know who made these stupid Skittles, but I want to find you, and I want to get you therapy.
Yeah.
Because it was
freaking
horrendous.
Feed you something sweet to balance yourself.
So sad. I just wanted Skittles so bad.
I have Skittles downstairs.
Are they just normal?
Normal
Okay,
Skittles
good.
I give them to my piano students.
Okay, cool.
If they're good.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's so nice of you.
I have a rating scale. It's like they have homework, and if they get all A's on their homework, they're allowed 1 B because, it's hard and you mess up and everything.
Absolutely.
And the other part is how well behaved they are and focused they are. So if they do both, if they do well in both categories, they get 2 candies.
Ooh. I like this.
But if
That's
they
so
don't
nice.
do really good, but I can tell they're really trying and they're pretty well behaved, I'll give them a candy.
It's like, okay, that's fine. You're doing fine.
Yeah. So, anyways,
That's
there's
amazing.
that.
Well,
So, getting into less fart beans and rotting flesh beans and all that, I came across this thing on a podcast that we follow, Almost 30 Nation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl posted, "Be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year." And that just really sank in that you're going to have throughout a cycle of a year in your life, you're going to have times where you really, lack of a better word, and this is cheesy, but you bloom, you blossom, you become something more. And there's other times in your life where you're in hibernation mode and it's frustrating.
Yes.
And I feel the purpose of our podcast today and what we're talking about is taking it easy, taking a step back.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference in slowing down versus being lazy.
100%.
But you need to slow down. Like, slowing down is anything but lazy.
Completely.
I think slowing down is zoning in versus zoning out.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I think slowing down, too, is how you kind of, like, reset yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because today, it's so easy to feel like you are so rushed. Like, we kind of touched on this last week a little bit about, like, comparisons and comparing yourself and being like, oh my gosh, why am I not here yet? Why have I not reached this pinnacle peak in my life? Like,
why do I feel so blocked?
Yeah.
Why am I not her?
Yes. And that's a rushed mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hurried mindset of, I need to get this, I need to get it now.
Mm-hmm.
When really, if you take a second, slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has
the brakes.
5 minutes in their day. Everyone. I don't care how busy you are, how many meetings, how many, like, whatever you have to do. Everyone has 5 minutes to just take a chill pill, relax, think, like, okay, either A, what are my next steps, or B, like, what can I be grateful for right now? Like, there's a way that you can slow your mind down to calm yourself.
Absolutely.
And calm your mind and really zone in
Absolutely.
on what you need to accomplish without being stressed out.
I agree.
Because when you're stressed out, you are off your game. You're off your game, and you can mess up a lot easier than when you are in, like, a calm, cool, collected mindset.
Absolutely. Well, another thing is, I think there's a time to zone out. Like, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to occasionally zone out. But the thing about taking a step back and slowing down is it takes a lot of intention.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it takes a lot of intention. Like,
It really does.
I love the nature.
Mm-hmm.
I love the woods. I love being outdoors. I love all of that.
Mm-hmm.
A little fun story is when my family was here, this all ties in together, so bear with me.
No, I'm ready.
My family was here, we stayed in these tree houses out in the the Red Gorge or whatever.
Red River Gorge.
Thank you.
Yes.
Red River Gorge. And, you know, that goes into like the Smoky Mountains, and it's beautiful, and there's the natural bridge and all this stuff. So we rented these amazing, incredible tree houses. And everything outside was beautiful and wonderful and everything. But, you know, inside these tree houses, there was like some spiders because it's outdoors. And me and my mom and my sister all did not sleep the entire night. And somehow at 3 a.m. we all ended up outside in Adam's truck. Because we're like, spiders everywhere. But the point of it is, when I was there, if you just slow down and look at, like, nature, nothing's really fast about it. It takes its time. Like, things shoot up for air and sun and to grow. Everything just takes its own time.
Yes.
There's such a difference just, like, stepping back, doing something for yourself, and just letting your mind calm down. Yeah. Opening your mind and spirit to new opportunities, being more creative, especially if you're in a really competitive field. Like sales is extremely competitive. It's extremely cutthroat, and it's really easy to get in a very self-centered mindset.
Yeah. Well, I love that story about nature, because I'm like one of those like hippie dippy people that I genuinely think like the secrets to life and life lessons can literally be found in nature.
Oh yeah.
And one of the biggest things is like, look at how strong and powerful just like a tree is. You know, like think about like their roots and how slow they grow and how they take their time. It's not like a flower that raises up in a week and then dies in the winter. You know, like trees like last a long time because they take their time. Their roots go super deep. They're not afraid to let go of stuff. Like, you know, their leaves
They
fall
drop
off,
their branches and their leaves to get something better.
Absolutely. They got to let go, and they have to, they do a slow climb. They have to take their time. And I think we can learn a lot from just thinking about the same, like, growth patterns of a tree.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I just learned something.
I know.
That just feels right. But
yeah.
Have you ever noticed, and I do this, we talked about this earlier, is it's so hard to take time and slow down because your mind starts going a million miles a minute.
Oh, yes,
and it starts getting in your head.
Yes.
And it starts asking you, like, who are you to set back? You have this to do, this to do, and this to do. And nobody likes being that lazy person.
Yes.
And don't be lazy because you get in a funk and you don't deserve that. If you want this goal, you've got to do this.
Yes.
The eat, sleep, grind, repeat crap. Like,
I hate that.
Ha!
So unhealthy.
It's so unhealthy. And it's just, you have too much to do. Stop being lazy. Why are you relaxing? And it's very frustrating.
Yeah, it is. And it's frustrating because that's such a mindset of just like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get so deep, and I'm sorry. I feel like the way our society is and the way social media is set up, the way TV is set up, the way movies are set up, it's all about like a quick results. Yep. It's like, you have to do this and you can finish this
you
project.
Turn on the motivational music.
Yes, like get your ish going, and I think that can lead to like a breakdown. Like it's like the tortoise and the rabbit, you know? You get so far ahead that you think like, oh my gosh, I grinded, and like I did all this stuff so quickly, like I have to stop because I'm so tired. And then someone who is slow and steady
and like lives in the moment.
They set their pace. They're working steadily. They're not rushing. They're not stressing themselves out. They're going to win because they are doing this in a healthy way. And even if, and again too, like, I don't think that all of this success is just like becoming rich, becoming like, you know, like being a CEO. I don't know if that equates to like real life success of just like being happy and being a good person too, because I think that sometimes we can get rushed and we look at success as like how much money we have, and like how much, you know, things that we have. A lot of times success is like, I, you know, was able to get through this entire week without like yelling at anyone in traffic because I wasn't stressed out, you know. But I think that in turn, though, is when you have that mindset, though, you can become more successful in your career because it's not as like detrimental, and it's not like as, you know, this like huge thing that you like have to reach or you're going to be a failure. Like you can be like, no, like I can, you know, take my time, set these goals, reach them in a healthy way. And in turn, you will become more successful, but that's not like your main focus.
Yeah.
And that's what slowing down and like taking a second to like zone in can really do for you.
Well, I find myself always going from one moment to the next to the next. Do I gotta get here? Do I gotta get here? Instead of just taking a step back, living in the moment, and stop thinking and trying to be somewhere I'm not. That's really hard. Because I am such like a task person. It's like, okay, we have this to this, and then I have to do this and this, and then I'm going to get to this and this. And it's like, I have this trip, and then once I'm done with this trip, I have this event, and after this event, I was like, okay, girl. Calm your tits, lady. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. Take a step back. Just take it in. And that's when you have something you can calm down and just really, like for us, nature. That's something that you and I both can connect in.
Nature literally just centers me, I'm telling you.
The smell.
Yes.
The sound. It's just
so calm and like so peaceful, and just like you really feel like nothing this is gonna sound, again, gosh, I'm getting so dramatic today. You really feel like nothing else in the world matters. Like not your clothes, not, you know, your like hierarchy of society. Like you're literally just like, this grass feels great, these leaves are pretty, it smells like fresh air. Like it really, really centers you and just kind of is able to reset your clock, reset your, you know, brain.
Exactly. And it does you absolutely no favors, does you no good to desire to be somewhere else or want to be doing something else when you're doing something differently. It does you no good.
At all. And
you'll find a power when you're like, okay, maybe I want to be here, but this is where I'm at, so let's make the best of this. And I feel today's society, on your phone, you can tap into what everyone else is doing, and they're probably doing something cooler than you, and you're like, man, I wish I was there. But you're not, honey. You're here. So how can you make what you're doing so meaningful?
Yes.
It's not just taking like a cute picture, because chances are they took a cute picture and then they got in a fight.
Oh, yep.
You know what I mean?
Girl.
Or they took that whole time making it look fun was just them capturing a bunch of photos and finding which one they finally both agreed on.
Oh, how many times have you talked to somebody who went on a vacation and and you were like, oh my gosh, your vacation looks so amazing. It was like, it looked like so much fun. And they were like, ugh, it was miserable. Let me tell you these 5 stories of all this crap that happened. That has happened to me so many times. So I think it's really important to just take a step back, slow down, realize this right now, in this moment, this is what I have. This is what I can, like, how can I make the best
How can I make the best of this?
Here. Yes.
And then on the flip side of the coin is if you're having a bad vacation or a bad weekend or a bad day, all you need to do is take a really cute, fun picture, and then in 5 years, you'll just be like, oh man, I looked so good.
Like, look at that actually
so
was fun. That actually was fun. Girl, yes. That's like, that's what happened to me this summer in France, because I'm like, oh, you know what? France was so much fun and I got to experience so many amazing things. But like in the moment, I was like, I literally got a heat migraine. Our flight was delayed 23 hours. Almost didn't even make it to France. Like, all this stuff happened. Our room didn't have air conditioning. It was 95 degrees. Our water wasn't even cold. Like, in the moment, it was really miserable. But it's like, now I look back at photos, I'm like, oh, snap. Like, I was at the World Cup. Like, that's tight.
That's amazing.
That was so much fun.
And that goes
like,
back
cool.
to just slowing down and looking at the bigger picture.
I had to do that so many times that week. Of like, even like during the final, when we were at the game, we were in the pounding sun. It was so hot. And I like And when I get, like, really hot, I get, like, panic attacks.
Uh-huh.
So I had to just, like, take a minute. There were so many people around me. It was burning up. I had to just, like, take a minute and just, like, breathe and, like, look around at the stadium and, like, how many people were there and be like, holy cow, I am in France right now. And I'm literally at a World Cup final. Like, this is a moment that I need to, like, ingrain in my brain. And I don't need to care about how hot I am right now or how much I'm literally about to have a panic attack. Like, I need to just sit and calm down and slow down and embrace this feeling.
Well, and that goes to the biggest thing is there is a major difference between slowing down and being lazy.
Yes.
Slowing down to me means giving yourself space, time, and love to refresh, uncover, and energize. It's meaning for yourself to turn into love instead of fear. And it means to turn to yourself and turn into yourself versus tuning out or turning outward or looking for more. Because you only have one body, one life, and you get one shot to make the most of it. And you have to give yourself the benefit of the doubt and the understanding and appreciation that not every minute of your life you're going to appreciate. You're just not.
Yeah, you're not. You can't just be this grateful human being every second of every day.
But when you can slow down, take a step back, and look at the bigger picture and really take that in. Like this, for example, we are in my closet hanging out and we're recording a podcast. And everyone's like, oh, that's so cool you do a podcast. Like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
You're starting your own company. You're doing it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's amazing.
It is.
And you can just take a step back and just reevaluate and ignore the clothes that are bumping up against your bun in my closet.
I thought like a bug was on my head. I was really freaked out for a minute.
Sleep.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Well, and too, like, I think that if you're a grateful human being 24/7 all the time, I think it takes away the importance of being grateful because it just seems like a very normal thing. It's like in California, I live by the beach all the time, so it wasn't a big deal. It's like, the beach is always there. Why do I even care? But now I'm like, why wasn't I more grateful for the beach? Like, I think that if you take really small moments and realize that it's totally okay to be overwhelmed, it's totally okay to be stressed because it makes the little moments of slowing down and the moments of gratitude way more important and way more worth it.
And there's sometimes when being stressed and going a million miles an hour is really exciting.
Oh, for sure. It can energize you and you can use it in a positive way. It
can
doesn't always have to be... Oh, yeah. It doesn't always have to be negative.
No.
Like, I work really well under pressure.
Me too.
It's like... that's how I got through college. I was like, nah, this exam isn't due till tomorrow at 10. You know what I'm doing it? I'm waking up tomorrow at 8:55 and I'm doing it. Like, I feel like, I don't know why, but A, I'm a procrastinator, but B, I know that if I have a time frame and I need to get something done at this time, I'm getting it done at that time. I never asked for an extension once. I never turned anything in late because I knew that if I put myself under pressure, I could do it.
Yeah.
It was so hard for me to do stuff when I was like, oh, I have all this time to do this. But it's like, you get me in crunch time, getting it done.
Yep.
Carly Lloyd, super sub.
Boom.
I come in, I get it done.
Done.
I don't need to play the whole game.
No.
Even though maybe sometimes I think I do. I don't need to. Bring me in. I'm winning. Exactly.
But as women and as the pressures of society, as they weigh on us, you always feel guilty for being lazy, but I think it's really, really important that whenever you're acting on your own behalf and listening to your body and giving yourself space to like love and refresh and reset and refocus, you are not being lazy. That is the definition of self-care. And you need self-care.
You do.
Like moms out there, you don't have to go on a shopping spree. You don't have to wear a face mask. You don't have to be in some glamorous big robe with your friend taking a selfie on the counter of a really fancy hotel. No. Yeah. Get a babysitter. Go lay in your grass in your backyard. Look up at the freaking sky.
Go on a hike. Do something actually good for your soul.
Yeah.
Not just good for your, superficial brain.
Which, I mean, those are good things to do, but
yeah, and they're
seriously, that self-love thing is giving your spirit the knowledge that I pick me every single time. Like, that has just been my thing as, like, the last 6 months is I want to pick me every single time, and it's a no-brainer because I know that I believe in myself, and I know I can do it.
Oh, I love that.
So, you got to be your biggest fan because we're our biggest critic.
Oh, yep. Got that right.
You just have to connect with yourself. Embrace the stillness of life. Slow down. It takes 9 months to create a baby. That's a long time.
Yeah, babies don't just grow out of the ground overnight, okay?
No. Well, I'm just like, it's a miracle.
Newsflash.
Read a book. Read a book. But it's a miracle, and that takes 9 months. It takes a long time to build the body that you want. It also takes a long time to lose the body that you had.
Yup.
I mean, you think about it, it's like, man, that just happened. No, it probably was like a course of a year.
Mm-hmm.
Everything takes time.
It does.
So if you're going to step back
Yep.
and like, man, I've got time. I can do this.
Yep.
I got this. And just sometimes just silence your mind and just look at the things. Like, when you take the time to step back and look, like you said, like a tree, they're pretty freaking incredible.
Trees are amazing. They're like one of the most beautiful things on the planet.
Yeah.
And they're really important to our like oxygen too.
Word. And if you live on the side of a hill, they're really important so you don't have like a landslide.
Yeah, because they hold the ground together because of their roots and stuff. That's so true. Yeah.
So
that's why a lot of trees grow on mountains.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we place them there, but like, you know, like the earth is like evolved to like it just like
it knows what to do.
What trees gotta grow there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
But I love it.
Anyways, that's just what we talk. That's just what we've been talking and thinking about. Is the importance of just slowing down. And there's a difference between slowing down and being lazy. And sometimes you do need a lazy day where you just zone out and don't think about anything.
Yeah.
But more importantly, you need frequent days of just slowing down.
Yes. And now that we're going into the holiday season, I think it's very important to remember that and not feel bad that you're taking time for your family and taking time for yourself.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad. Slow down. Take a breath. Literally stop. Smell the roses.
Yeah.
Yay. Well,
I agree.
We hope that this has given you a nice little refresher to remind you that you are doing great.
Yes.
And you deserve a break.
Yeah.
And we have one more episode left.
Till we take our break.
And recharge for the next year.
And get you guys some good content.
Amazing content.
Yeah. Freaking great content.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. So we hope you have a wonderful week. Make sure to give us a review, rate us, follow us on Instagram, like our photos, share them in your stories.
Double tap
that stuff, girl. And we will see you back next week for one more episode. Bye.